What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we take a look at 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp, starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Pena, Walton Goggins, Bobby Cannavale, Judy Greer, Tip T.I. Harris, David Dastmalchian, Hannah John-Kamen, Abby Ryder-Fortson, Randall Park, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, and Michael Douglas. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. Like I said during the introduction, today we're going to discuss 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I've got to go ahead and throw this little tidbit out there. Yes, tomorrow we're going to do Black Widow. When I first announced I was doing this month, I put things in the order that I had read that the timeline went in. I've discovered since filming these and doing a little bit deeper research that I messed the timeline up here a little bit after Sokovia and Civil War. Black Widow should have come right after Captain America Civil War, and then going into Spider-Man and Black Panther and Doctor Strange. So I realize I messed up a little bit. I do apologize for that, but still make sure you tune in tomorrow when we get to Black Widow, because it's the first new release, still in theaters film that I'm going to do. But that's tomorrow. Let's get into Ant-Man and the Wasp here, shall we? Our film opens, and it's about 2 years after the events of Civil War. Scott Lang has been under a house arrest due to his involvement with the Avengers, and as a result, he was in violation of the Sokovia Accords. During this time, Hank Pym and his daughter Hope briefly managed to open a tunnel to the quantum realm. They believe that Hank's wife, Janet, might still be trapped in there after having shrunk to subatomic levels back in 1987. When Lane was in the quantum realm during the climax of the last film, Lane had unknowingly become quantumly entangled with Janet, allowing her to plant an antenna on him, which now has him receive messages from her. With only days left on his house arrest sentence, Scott contacts Hank regarding Janet. Despite the strained relationship that they now have because of Scott's actions with the Avengers, Hope and Hank kidnap Scott, leaving behind a large ant to wear Scott's ankle monitor as a decoy, so as to not arouse the suspicions of FBI agent Jimmy Woo. Believing that Scott's vision is a message from Janet, confirming that she is in fact still alive, the trio works together to build a stable quantum tunnel so that they can go into the quantum realm and retrieve her. They arrange to buy a part needed for the tunnel from black market dealer Sonny Birch. However, Birch realizes the potential profit to be made from Pym's research and double crosses them. Hope, donning the Wasp outfit, fights off Birch and his men until she is attacked by a quantumly unstable masked woman. Scott dons the Ant-Man suit and tries to help fight off this ghost woman, but she is able to escape with Pym's lab, which has been shrunk down to the size of a suitcase. Hank reluctantly takes Hope and Scott to visit his former partner, Bill Foster, who gives them a way to locate the lab. After finding it, the ghost captures the trio and reveals herself to be Ava Starr. Her father, Elias was another one of Pym's former partners who died along with his wife during an experiment that caused her unstable state. Foster enters and reveals that Ava is dying and is in constant pain as a result of her condition. They plan to cure her using Janet's quantum energy. Believing that this will kill Janet, Hank refuses to help them and escapes with Hope, Scott, and the lab. Hank, Hope, and Scott are able to open a stable version of the tunnel and contact Janet, who gives them a precise location as to where they can find her. But she warns them that they only have 2 hours before the unstable nature of the realm separates them for an entire century. Meanwhile, Birch uses a truth serum on Luis, Kurt, and Dave in order to learn the location of Hank, Hope, and Scott. Birch then informs a contact at the FBI, and Luis is able to warn Scott, who rushes home before Wu can discover that he violated his house arrest. Hank and Hope are arrested by the FBI, which allows Ava to take the lab. Scott is soon able, though, to help Hank and Hope escape, and they find the lab. Scott and Hope distract Ava while Hank enters the quantum realm to retrieve Janet, whom he does find alive within the realm. Scott and Hope are confronted by Birch and his men following a lengthy chase, and Ava regains control of the lab, allowing her to begin taking Janet's energy by force. Luis, Kurt, and Dave incapacitate Birch and his men so that Scott and Hope can stop Ava. Hank and Janet return safely from the quantum realm, and Janet voluntarily gives some of her energy to Ava in order to temporarily stabilize her. Our film begins to come to its conclusion with Scott returning home once again, this time just in time for a now suspicious Wu to release him at the end of his house arrest, while Ava and Foster go into hiding. In our mid-credits scene, Hank, Hope, Janet, and Scott plan to harvest quantum energy in order to help Ava remain stable. And while Scott is inside the quantum realm collecting the energy, the other three turn to dust. In our post-credit scene, we see the decoy ant drumming on an electric drum kit. As far as the post-credit scenes go, this is the weakest one to date, with seeing the ant on the drum kit. It very much harkens me back to the one from Spider-Man Homecoming, with Cap kind of making fun of the end credit scene and how people wait to the end credit scene sometimes only to be disappointed. This one kind of disappointed me. Then again, with them disintegrating as a result of Thanos' snap in the mid-credit scene, there wasn't a whole lot left to really do. Scott's in the quantum realm. The other three disappeared. What's left? Here's the ant. So I get it, but it's definitely one of the weakest ones. I do enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp, although not to the same extent that I enjoyed the original. I feel like it was way more science heavy for me with the whole quantum realm, and I've never really been huge on science. But I did like the addition of Lawrence Fishburne to the cast, having come off of playing in Superman and Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. Having him join the MCU, I thought was a great coup for them. And I mean, it's Lawrence Fishburne. He's a well-respected actor. So I did enjoy that addition. I did enjoy the fact that we did finally free Janet, Michelle Pfeiffer, and we were able to welcome her into the MCU as Michael Douglas, Hank Pym's wife. I thought that was a great touch and great casting. I did kind of like the whole her being able to put memories into Scott's brain as a way to let Hank and Hope know that she was still alive. I liked that whole aspect of it. The way he was having visions of Hope hiding from her mom in the wardrobe, and the relationship that Hope and Janet had with each other, I thought was definitely a nice little touch. It added a new family element, something that honestly was seriously lacking from the first one, because from the majority of the original Ant-Man, Hope and Hank are very much estranged from each other. It's not until it gets closer to the end that the two reconcile, when Hank tells her what really happened to her mother, and they begin to come close again. So seeing that whole closeness between her and her mother, I thought really added a good dimension. Abby Ryder-Fortson as Cassie. I love that little girl to death. She was so adorable in the first Ant-Man as well as in this one. And I wish that she had been able to stay throughout the franchise. Those of you that have seen Endgame know that she was recast, mainly because we go 5 years into the future. So they had to age her 5 years. So it wasn't going to happen with the young girl that was playing her, with Abby. But I hope at some point she can come back and revisit the character, depending on when Quantum Realm or Quantum Mania, the third Ant-Man film, begins being shot. Maybe by then she will be of the correct age and she can resume her role as Cassie, because I would really like to see her back. I kind of compare it to that of Liliana Mumi as Lucy in the Santa Claus. Very much a show-stealing performance. Very much the same kind of heart and warmth and adorableness. And I really hope she gets to stay. Likewise, Bobby Cannavale and his role as Paxton, I very much feel kind of paralleled that of Judge Reinhold in the Santa Claus, where in the first one, it's kind of against Scott. It's kind of sarcastic, kind of running him down. But by the time the second and the third one come around and he knows who Scott really is, in the Santa Claus, knowing that he's Santa, in this, knowing that he's Ant-Man, that he's a superhero, his whole kind of aura towards Scott changes and becomes a lot more helpful, a lot more encouraging, as opposed to being so sarcastic and condescending. When it comes to my rating of Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 stars. I mainly take it down because of the role of Birch. I really didn't like that guy. And granted, he was not the primary villain. Obviously, Ava, the ghost, was, at least until such time when they were able to give her some of Janet's energy and try to stabilize her. But Birch just really killed it for me. Like, I did not like him at all. I would put him right up there with Aldrich Killian and Justin Hammer from Iron Man 3 and 2, respectively. The Birch character was way too weaselly for me, and just nobody that I could take as a serious villainous threat. 4 out of 5 stars for me for Ant-Man and the Wasp. What do you guys think? Those of you that are watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Whatever you do, when you get out there on the social media, though, let's try to get those hashtags trending for me. hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag StatBoyApproved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network. 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from on a shirt, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, and so much more. It's summertime, beach bonfires, pool parties, barbecues. Go to the Teespring store and get yourself a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade JJ Williams or Meachamania. Either one's the perfect accessory for those hot summer days and those hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you. Go to that PayPal, send me a couple dollar donation if you enjoy my videos. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not monetized yet, so the only way I'm going to make any money is if you out there go to the PayPal link that scrolls across the bottom and send me a few buck donation. If you don't want to do that, you don't want to send money, that's fine. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls across the bottom of the page. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list. Send me a movie. When it arrives, I'll open it on Renegade Recap, give you guys a shout out. Thank you for it. And likewise, when I factor it into one of my theme months and I sit down, watch it, and review it, I'll give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you guys the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we take a look at 2021's Black Widow, starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Olga Kurylenko, William Hurt, Ray Winstone, Rachel Weisz, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, when I touch my first new release film, a film that is still in theaters that you guys can go and drop money to go see, Black Widow. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there watching along with the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. All my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in on a daily basis and support me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.